Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio. We are still spilling the tea and committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman, live, direct, it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
Good morning, Cayman. What a beautiful Monday morning it is. I see nothing but clear skies ahead. How about you guys? Well, welcome to another The Cold Hard Truth. Hope that you guys had a fantastic and absolutely safe weekend. I'm glad to report that there were no major accidents reported. This is a bit of good news for a change, I think. And so we are certainly very, very pleased about that. Let me just have a look here and see what else is going on. So we've got a little ground to cover this morning. Thank you guys so much for your messages. We got a big birthday shout out to one of our family members here on the Cold Hard Truth. She's a CMR family member, always here and always participating. So we're going to make sure we post her 80th birthday greeting this morning, believe it or not. I know, it's amazing, right? So again, I hope that everything is fantastic with you guys. There's something a bit weird going on with the computer this morning. I will bear with it. And then perhaps later on, we can do a restart if necessary. All right, no worries. Let me just grab the link and send out, my apologies, send out to all of you who are waiting in your respective groups. So, of course, you guys know that on the WhatsApp channel, we send out the link every single morning. Just ensure that you can find us. Jim says, I'm here for the sauce and whoever's getting blazed up this morning. Oh, my gosh. You're taking a page out of Naughty Johan's playbook. He'll be here in a minute asking the same question every morning. Well, who's getting blazed up today? So let me just see here now. Right. So we're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, CMR TV as well, just in case. We do have some of our, let me just mute that. We do have some of our listeners who are in Canada, and remember now, they're being blocked from seeing any of the meta stuff. So now you have the option of going to the website and watching it directly from the website. Yeah, or YouTube. Okay, beautiful. Phone number, lines will be open. 936-2626. Big shout out to Flo, who has made it toll free for their customers. So if you're Flo customers, when you call in, you are not charged for the phone call, which is amazing. That's just fantastic. Thank you so much. So where do we begin? Beautiful weekend, I must say. We did family stuff, play dates, birthday parties, all the usual stuff has restarted for the school year. And a little bit of homework. She doesn't really get homework, actually. Her school does not give homework. It's a new way, I think, of teaching, so to speak, but she doesn't get homework. She does all of her stuff. I think she said she'll start to get proper homework in the 5th grade. So in the meantime, we are, let me adjust this a little bit. In the meantime, we still give her stuff to do at home so that she's not tempted to sit all day on game consoles or whatever it is that these kids want to do. So we did some spelling words. I love these little booklets. I get them all the time. I have more, I'm sure, that I really, really need, but I like to have her do different things to keep it interesting. So we have some math books for year 3. And I love sharing these tools with you guys. I'm going to tell you which ones we are currently using. And you guys can check it out for yourself. So there's one called Scholastic. Just having a quick look. The second you open Amazon, they're like, oh, this stuff is on sale. And you're like, oh, it is? Okay, 4 cents difference. Wow, what a savings. They be trying to get you, oh, this one is $10 now. When you start to get into double digits, it might make a difference. But this item went from 0.42 to 0.37 cents difference. Oh my goodness, how silly are they? And then they show you the ones that have increased as well. That's gone back up. What? All right, you got to keep an eye for the sale items. Those are the items that we're most interested in. Okay. Ooh, one item in your cart has changed price, and that has decreased by $10. Now you see, that's worth it. That's a ooh la la. Ooh, good sale price. Honey chill. Okay. So the ones that I mean, there are tons of different ones. There's Daily Word, the Scholastic books, but here's one called Daily Word Ladders that helps them build every single day. So they get to do something every day, 100 reproducible word study lessons that helps kids boost reading, vocabulary, spelling, and phonics skills independently. So those are good. And of course, let me just show you guys another one. So subtraction and addition. This is also from the Scholastic series, and learns like double digits and so on. And she's doing all these stuff in school, solving problems using graphs, subtraction facts from 18. So those are pretty cool. And you can get them based on the grade. So here's one called Multiplication Facts Made Easy for grades 3 to 4. So that's ages 8 to 10. So let me just show you guys some of these as well. And now they're doing so much stuff that is, oh, I like the math one. This math one, Multiplication Made Easy. This one's pretty cool. So I'm gonna have a look at that. So yes, a lot of the kids are, they even have math refresher for adults if y'all need it. But a lot of the kids are now doing so much. Okay. This one is good. Created by Laura Putman, Bright Minds Engaged. This is word problems. Oh. Yeah, it's good to give them a lot of logic, logical things to do. Fractions, workbooks for the 3rd grade. Okay. This one is 2-step word problems. This looks interesting. So it's math, but it's like word problems. Variety of problem types, plenty of space to plan, show and answer the problems on each page. Ooh, I'm going to add that to my favorites. So lots of tools out there now, folks, for kids. There's no excuse really why children shouldn't have the opportunity to excel, not just in the classroom, but as parents trying to do our little bit at home as well. Every little thing helps, pry their little fingers off of that remote control. And I know it's hard, but put them in front of a book, which means that you'll have to sit down with them, because trust me, they'll find every excuse in the book, literally, to not sit down with the books. So you sit down with them and do it together. Hello, Richard. Good morning. 67, my apologies, degrees in Round Rock, Texas. Oh, I think fall is here. Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, so many of these books are fun and engaging. And you can actually look at some of the pages as you, my husband's calling me this morning. Hold on, folks. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. He doesn't call often in the mornings because he knows I'm busy. So let's see what's going on. Yes, good morning. I'm on air. How can I help? Close the Amazon page. How do you guys know I'm on Amazon? You stopped where? Uh-huh. Miss Gigi, I was just showing people some of the amazing books that we purchased for you to oh gosh, here. You hearing ching ching? Cha-ching. All right, goodbye, sir. Goodbye, Gigi. Have a great day at school today. All right, bye. Somehow they were listening to their audiobooks and somehow the radio switched over. What a mess. Anyway, some beautiful resources to help you out. And there is lots more where that came from, I can tell you. So, older kids, they have lots of stuff for you guys as well. Test prep and all sorts of great stuff. Lots of books. I know a lot of kids like The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Big Nate, she's into the Big Nate series as well. So lots of adventures with Big Nate. What else is she reading? There's a couple other books also. But on the way to school, they listen to, Dogman. Dogman is a lot of fun. So she listens to Dogman, or she reads Dogman. The Adventures of Captain Underpants. Are you guys familiar with him? If you have younger kids, he's another good one that I feel like him and Dogman almost look like they could be drawn by the same guy. Oh, lo and behold, they are. It is the same author. I was going to say, stylistically, they look very similar. And sure enough, it's the same author. They have like riddle books, all sorts of stuff. Scholastic series. Here's one, I Survived the Sinking of the Titanic. So obviously this would be for older kids, but they tell a story. This is for ages 8 to 10. So they make it age appropriate for that age group. And these are they have, you can actually do like the 10 book series. It's a whole series, but they're all about things in history. Like I survived Hurricane Katrina. I survived the shark attacks of 1916. Ooh, I survived the San Francisco earthquake of 1906. And so they share these stories in the context of those events. Oh, they actually have one about the Japanese tsunami in 2011. Oh. Mm. Mm-hmm. I don't make her read too much stressful stuff, to be honest. Oh, here are some Minecraft books too, if your kids are all into Minecraft, because hey, that's the hottest thing. The Legend of Dave the Villager. So they have a Minecraft series book that you can get into as well. I really have found that whatever they like to read, like, you know, if they like they're into Minecraft or I don't think kids really do. Kids still do Pokemon, whatever they're into, like those characters. If you find materials around that, they really do enjoy it. And of course, a lot of these you can get the Kindle version, but when it comes to children, I recommend you actually give them physical books. Now, I'm not much of a physical book person myself. Like I prefer reading the actual I prefer reading, you know, like a Kindle or listening to an audiobook. But for children, they learn differently. And so I think it is it's really important that you give them the opportunity to like have the materials in their hands, like learn how to write and with an actual pen and all those fun things that we had to do way back in the day. All right. You see, my husband knows what happens when I'm on Amazon. I start to scroll and then Amazon makes recommendations on things that I probably don't need to be looking at. Like a double door Ninja air fryer. Oh my gosh. Dual oven with flex door thermometer, flavor seal, smart finish, rapid top convection, air fry bottom, stainless steel by Ninja. Wow. Nice. Got 4.5 stars. All right, we'll come off of it. That's the problem. He knows what's going on. There's a reason why he called and said, get your fingers off the Amazon button. Oh, what's this? An executive L-shaped desk. I like it. Nice. Not too shabby. 26% off. Interesting. Oh, this has a lot of like under desk storage. Oh, this is good. Let me put a little star next to this one for a future project. You see, this has a lot of practical elements and it's on sale too. 26% off. Wow. Okay, then. We shall put a star next to that one. All right. So over the weekend, I'm closing it right now. I promise. I so promise that I'm closing it. There, closed. So over the weekend, I was minding my own business. Good morning, Jessica. Debbie, beautiful Debbie joining us from Thailand. Faith and Hope, good morning, Miss Anne. Michelle. So here I was minding my own business on Saturday. And all of a sudden, my phone pinged and I saw a message come in from Makiva Bush. Now, I was thinking to myself, I'm not really sure why this man is messaging me. Because you guys know already, I have lodged a complaint with the RCIPS against him for some ridiculous comment he sent out in one of one of the groups in Sherry Ann's group. Oh, another thief. Somebody stole their e-bike. Okay, we'll put that up for you. Oh my gosh. what a mess. So the police are dealing with that matter. They're forwarding the matter, as I would say. And so, you let them do what they need to do. So in circumstances like this, it would really be in his best interest to have zero communication with me if he was a sensible man. But Lord knows, sensible and man to describe Mr. Bush might be pushing it a bit. So yes, Jim's like, wow, I know. I know. I'm just like, why is this man messaging me? He has lost his mind. Anyway, he starts to message me. And I've heard about these. I've gotten a few already over the years, quite frankly. I've heard about these drunk. I'm assuming he's drunk. He's either drunk or stupid. I'm not really sure which one we're going to chalk it up to. Someone said to me, it's a little bit early for him to be drunk already after minutes to 6. And I said, well, if you know anything about an alcoholic, there is no such thing as the perfect time to be drunk or not be drunk. So I don't know. I mean, I can't really say with any definitive degree of, comfort what he was actually doing at that precise time that he felt it necessary to message me. What I do know, however, is that I guess what triggered him was the fact that one of our writers put up a story about his case and kind of like the update. Well, we get the judgments from the courts. We get press releases sometimes about different things. And so it is our job. We're in the news business, folks. So it is actually our job to report on these things. And so a lot of times we're reporting on these things and I see the story just like the rest of you. And I'm surprised to see the story just like the rest of you. And I read it and I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what's going on. Yeah. That's how it works. I'm not the only person in his brain, I guess I am, who is writing stories and making posts. And I mean, we have different post administrators on social media and all this sort of stuff. But he somehow got up in his feelings and he started messaging me. I'm assuming because of that. It's a little bit difficult to gauge what sets off someone that is not quite sensible. So I must say that that's my assumption. I mean, that's logical because that was posted on Friday. And I'm assuming that that's why. So let me break it down in case you guys would have missed the story. So the headline said, let me just check it and see. And in fact, I haven't read the story, but I did see the headline. The headline said, no retrial for McKeeva Bush in indecent assault case. So as you guys know, the Crown actually won an appeal. And it's a mess. And I'm going to tell you why there's no retrial. But basically, the Crown won the appeal to say that the judge got it wrong when he threw out the entire case. And this is very interesting. This was a visiting judge. And I had someone say to me who was connected with the case that they kind of felt like this is one of those things where, again, the good old boys network looking out for each other, even when it's a visiting judge. Like, they didn't feel like this was ever going to be a fair trial. So the funny thing about it is before it even got to the Court of Appeal, the judge himself admitted, oops, I got it wrong. Well, the impact of getting it wrong isn't just that you got it wrong and you allowed this man to potentially walk, regardless of what people think of the case. it should have gone straight to the jury and been completed, is what a lot of people feel. Now, whether he would have gotten convicted or not is speculative. Nobody knows. It was a jury trial. I can tell you that one of the guys who was there made it very, very clear, one of the jurors, that he did not want to be there. In fact, he even showed up late the very first day. I think they had to wait well over an hour for him to even show up. And then the judge said he made it very clear to him that you're not going to do that in my courthouse. And if you continue to show up late, there will be consequences, including putting you behind in jail, because jury duty is considered a very serious obligation. Well, the judge can say whatever he wants to the guy, and certainly he might be able to threaten him with showing up on time, but he certainly could not make him interested in the case. And so I saw his, my apologies, I saw his facial expressions, and his lack of interest could not have been any more clear. He wasn't even looking at the material. His body language said it all. So whether or not McKeever would have actually gotten convicted with a juror like that, and then some women who were probably going to like make him walk, it's hard to say. Like, honestly, you kind of feel like some people can literally do anything and get away with it kind of vibe. So there was a lot of things going on behind the scenes, though, in relation to the DPP's handling of this case. So the DPP messed up, to be very, very clear, in trying to force a witness, trying to force a victim. Well, she said she wasn't a victim, but she was touched by him as well. The one who was bitten by Mr. Bush on her hand, some sucking hickey or whatever the hell it was, she basically said that she did not want to participate in the proceeds. And I listened very, very carefully to her. And I listened to how conflicted she was. And listen, I know these women, I mean, we're not besties or anything, but I know them, and both good people. And you got very different vibes from them in terms of what happened to them. And both of them were traumatized. Even though one said she didn't want to pursue it, that doesn't mean that she wasn't traumatized. And I'll tell you why I say that. After she had Mr. Bush sucking on her, like some kind of, I don't know, what sucks on you? Stingray? She then went in the basement and sat in her car for an hour. Keep in mind, she was actually there with her husband, but she went in the basement, sat in the car for an hour, and called her chief officer, which happens to be Mr. Sam Rose. And she had a conversation with Mr. Sam Rose about what actually happened to her. You don't do that if you're not traumatized. Trust me, I know a thing or two about trauma. And so if you in your heart of hearts felt like, you know what, this was just stupid, Mr. Bush didn't really do me anything, whatever, you don't sit and talk about it for an hour. It doesn't make any sense that you would do that. So I do feel like she didn't want to pursue it for maybe different reasons, but it wasn't that she didn't know that something happened to her. As women, sometimes when we're in a situation, we can't always fully process what happened, especially in the moment. But when it is that off, right? And when you are traumatized about it, that's when you sit down and talk to somebody for an hour. Otherwise, you've been like, whatever. You might have kicked him in the nuts or stepped on his toe or something and quickly moved on. She had to talk to her chief officer about this for a whole hour on the phone. Couldn't even leave the facility, was sitting in the basement of the Ritz-Carlton. To me, that doesn't say that you're okay with this. So later on, she decides not to pursue it. Now, the sad thing is, a lot of people in the civil service, a lot of women in the civil service have been subjected to what is sexual harassment, sometimes even more. And they are fearful of coming forward. It makes me feel so bad that even now we still don't have that sexual harassment legislation. I think it's advanced a lot more than it would have, but where is it? It's not enacted, and these women have so few options in terms of reporting and feeling like something's actually going to be done about it. So it's really, really disappointing that here we are in 2025, and there are women who are still being sexually harassed at work, who are still being abused in the workplace. Because remember, this was a work event for these women. They were both civil servants at the time. And then nothing is done about it because, of who it is. McKeeva Bush, the civil sitting, what was he at the time? He's Speaker of the House at the time. So I can tell you that, none of us know how truly these women feel, but having spoken to both of them, one not so much so than the other one, what I can tell you is that trauma is real and we all deal with it in different ways. Some people decide to just walk away because they don't want to be re-traumatized. And then other people want to fight. Unfortunately, the fight in the second young lady, well, I should say maybe the first young lady, because her case was up first and during the actual hearing. The fight in her right now just isn't there for another trial. So the DPP screwed up. They brought in one of the persons who had him do something to her that night, sucking on her hand, whatever, and touching her. But she didn't actually want to criminally pursue it, right? So she just wanted to leave it alone. They compromised the case by doing that. The judge screwed up, and he then admitted it. And then they went to Court of Appeal, and Court of Appeal solidified the fact that, yes, he made an error. He screwed up by throwing out the whole case when he should have just said, right, we're going to just throw out this part, the charges against this particular victim who doesn't want to be here. So all of that, months and months later, I mean, this is like last year. I mean, it's been going on for a hot minute. What you will find is that a lot of victims, and this is why when you're dealing with sexual abuse, sexual assault cases, the police from the very onset, from how the investigation is handled, the prosecution, the courts, they all have to understand the impact that what they do has on victims, right? So this particular category of victim is less likely to even report these offenses to begin with. And to get them to muster up the courage to go through a trial and go through all this stuff, it is exponentially difficult. It becomes even more difficult to say to them, okay, the DPP screwed up, the judge screwed up, months later, we've gotten a decision. We want to retry the whole thing. To get them to go through all of that again is slim to none, right? Victims, it takes a lot of courage that they have to muster up to even get to the point where they will go through a trial, where they'll sit there and they'll be questioned and put under the microscope. And, what were you doing? Are you sure you didn't want him touching you on your neck? And is that part of your Caribbean culture? That was actually one of the questions I'm so insulted by. Is it part of your Caribbean culture to have men sucking on your friggin' neck? I'm like, really? That's who we are. But you see, that's the argument that these men always want to use. They go to casinos, they grab women in the banquet. Oh no, you've misinterpreted that. We're just overly friendly in the Caribbean. Can we stop using excuses about our dysfunctional Caribbean culture being the excuse for our disgusting behaviors? Like, seriously. Maybe it's an explanation, but it's not an excuse. And even an explanation, that's not true. There are a lot of Caribbean men who do not engage in this kind of behavior. And this really and truly is not who we are. Anyway, this victim says she's done. Okay, there's a lot going on in her personal life. I'm not getting into it. But the only reason he's walking away right now is because she's saying that, listen, she's got to put her own mental health first and that of her family. And there's a lot going on in her family life that has to be a priority, right? Illnesses and all sorts of stuff. So whilst Mr. Bush can think he's vindicated, he's only vindicated because the victim is not in a position mentally and just the circumstances in her life right now to proceed. And I get it. Unless you've been there where even going through, even as someone who's accused of foolishness, going through that process can be very, very mentally draining. So the title said essentially that they're not going to be retrying him. So Mr. Bush, in his wisdom, decided to, get up and make some statements that really, some statements to me that don't surprise me, but I was just like, dude, you do know that I'm not going to be your traditional Caribbean victim here. Y'all don't ever message me something, McKeeva Bush. And I've now sent him an email saying, do not message me again. If you send me one word and I don't give two cahoots what it is, I am telling you the police will be involved. Okay? I have no interest in communicating with you whatsoever. And I'm going to share with you guys this morning exactly what Mr. Bush had the audacity to write to me. All kind of foolishness. And I'm going to break it down because he had me so confused. First of all, it's embarrassing that this man is who we ever had as leader of government business or as premier of this country, because he cannot string two sentences together. Okay? So let me demonstrate and show you the messages that he was sending me over the weekend, because it demonstrates that this man is sick and he thinks that he can bully his way, right? As a member of the media, why are you messaging me? Because you're up in your feelings about this article. Did you message the Compass? Who over at the Compass would you have been messaging? Tammy, Trip, like who would you message? Did you message Wendy Ledger? I should ask Wendy if McKeeva decided to message her this weekend, because I know she's also been a victim of his ridiculous comments. Let me see. Or were you just fixated on me during your drunken tirade this weekend? Because like I said, he does this kind of thing all the time. So for the benefit of everyone here, I'm actually going to, let me see if I can, I want to show you guys the conversation, but at the same time, can I hide this bar? I don't think I can hide the sidebar, because there's no way to hide that sidebar, right? In chat. I don't think so. All right, that being the case, let me just screenshot it, because obviously other people are messaging me at the same time and I don't want the messages or private messages to be visible. So give me a minute here. So Saturday at 5:44, he decides to message me. And this is how the conversation started. I don't follow you. Really? Well, for someone who doesn't follow me, you sure got a lot of time to be reading and okay then. Oh, okay, silly boy. Here's what he says. I don't follow you because I saved you from Tor wrongdoing. I guess that's supposed to be your wrongdoing. Didn't where you could have been in prison. Share, you've tried to put me, and certainly not now. Listen, like I said, this is the man who is leading this country. And this is how, even when drunk, I guess this is his level of, and it's not just while drunk, There have been people who've gotten reference letters from him that had so many errors in it and stuff that it's ridiculous. So this is what he goes on to say. But you will know Thatch helped you to have your due, and it don't be you having your say and having the most less discerning carrying it off you. I don't know what any of that means, but let's continue. 'Cause you to get your cummy petness as you so deserves. I need a translator already. Then he puts a whole bunch of spaces. I don't know how he got all those spaces in there, but anyway. Until I get you in court, that part was clear. San, I think that's supposed to be and, that will happen sooner than you think, bunch of exclamation points. You're evil, 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 4 evils. And God will deal with you before I'm making. Okay. I ain't afraid of you and the people you set up to do evil against me. Wow. Okay. However, the judges noted that whether the DPP believes a retrial serves the public interest under these circumstances remains his decision, acknowledging that substantial time has elapsed since these incidents occurred. The truth was exposed, and all to said I hadn't done anything wrong to them. Well, that's a lie. But let's continue. We're going to dissect what he says. Even after they gave their testimony in court. So where was the DPP going? After even the trial, M said he made a Miss Talsild supposedly open and gave a report and then changed it. I don't know what the hell this man is talking about. But let's try to break it down. And you'll see further on, he keeps going on about somehow he saved me. And I don't actually know what Makiva Bush is talking about, how he supposedly saved me for my wrongdoing. Makiva, you have me confused with one of your friends. Okay. Now he's known for being the type of person because he believes in getting people out of their wrongdoings because yes, people always getting him out of his own wrongdoings, right? So he believes, I guess, people owe him a favor. So let's try to break this down. What has Makiva Bush ever done for me? Let's talk about it. Number one day years ago, he was at Graham's house. And mind you, in those days, I was protesting on the steps of the government building, the old glass house, against Makiva Bush for giving away our status grants. I should still have the picture, the photograph here somewhere with me holding up my placard. Stop giving our country away. And these are the things that we're demanding in terms of accountability. So he came up to me and he said, you know, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. He was sober at the time. And he said, you know, don't let people in political position use you because sometimes you got to be looking out for yourself. And I thought, you know what, despite the fact that I don't like the man, we're not friends, whatever, I will still accept that as a good piece of salient advice. Yes. Anybody can give you good advice. You know, they say even a broken clock is right twice a day. So I said, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. He certainly didn't have to give me the advice. So I appreciate it. The second thing Makiva Bush has ever done for me is, and I've told this story before in relation to Mr. Wayne Panton. So when let's put it in historical context. Back in 2009, the first time I was arrested happened. And it was all about this dog that they claimed that I stole, which was just absolutely ridiculous. The judge ended up throwing it out. And so after that, I thought to myself, you know what? I need to complete my legal studies because I don't know when else I'm going to be ending up in court. And I need to have not just the law degree, but maybe I need to try to get called to the bar. This was my thinking. So I went back and they were like, oh, you know, we've just changed the law, but they had to let me in because every year I was checking in to see if my degree was still good and I could still do the PPC. So they allowed me to do the PPC, but because it was very, very last minute, I didn't have the funding in place to be able to do it. The scholarships deadlines had passed and all sorts of things. So I was like, oh man, I'm in a panic. I spoke to Wayne Panton. Wayne Panton said, it's for your education, no problem. He said, I'm helping out quite a few other students right now as well. This is when he was still a partner at Walker's. But he said, I can cover your first, like it's a half term and then the second part. So he was like, I'll cover the first half for you. That'll buy you a couple months to figure out the second half. Thank you, Mr. Wayne Panton. Really, really appreciate it. He said, just make sure the only thing I ask is that you help other people once you get, the qualification. Okay, great. So I had to do my studies full time. Obviously, did that, passed my exams. Then I had to come up with the rest. So at that time, McKeeva Bush had his Nation Building Fund. Now, the Nation Building Fund was supposed to be, so he claimed, for the purpose of helping Caymanians in this exact same sort of situation with educational fees and whatever. So I applied to him. I spoke to him about the situation. He said, send me a letter, send me, your passes and whatever, because I already had finished the course basically, but they weren't going to release my grades or give me my certificate until I paid all outstanding fees. So I said, okay, no problem. Send him everything, and he approved it and paid, right? So I'm thinking, is that what he's talking about here? But there is one more thing that it could be. So after that, I had, my company, my training company, and we did a paralegal course. I said, you know what? This is the sort of thing that can benefit Caymanians. So I had a contract with the government to do training for Caymanians. It fell under his ministry because it was a Nation Building Fund again. And he signed the contract. This was the same one that they dragged me to court over one pile of foolishness, and the judge threw that one out as well. So as we were preparing for trial, my lawyer, because his PA, Ms. Powery, claimed that I didn't even come in, that I didn't sign a contract, like all this foolishness that simply wasn't true. So I need a statement of fact of what actually happened. So Mr. Bush said he was willing to give an affidavit. He wouldn't come to court as a witness, but he would be willing to give an affidavit of fact in terms of, what transpired, just the truth. So he did provide that affidavit. It was never used because we never had to put on a defense. Because once again, the judge saw how ridiculous the charges were with the DPP's office and instructed the jury, because it was a jury trial that time, instructed the jury to throw the case out. And they had to follow his instructions and throw the case out. So I suspect, I don't know what's in his head, because I don't know what's going on in that drunken mind of his, but I suspect when he says, because I saved you from your wrongdoing, didn't where you could have been in prison, I'm assuming that he's talking about that. But McKeeva Bush, this shows your intellectual capacity. This shows how incredibly stupid you are, for lack of a better word, right? There was no prison. That was not even on the table. I did not even have to mount a defense. The judge threw the case out at what's called a no case submission stage. He said that the prosecution, because my lawyer made an argument, the prosecution's charges were baseless because they were trying to say that I issued certificate that were false certificate because the students hadn't completed the course. Meanwhile, I had an email that said all of that up front. The judge was like, why are we even here? When you first asked for the certificate, this woman told you in real time. This isn't something she's just making up now because there's a trial. In real time, she said, you're asking for certificates before the course is completed. However, their certificates were pre-prepared in advance. Do you want a copy of those? And then they turn around and use that to try to trump up charges. Funny enough, they didn't present that email to the judge or to the court, although they had it. So when the judge saw that email, he was like, come again? And when you say it's false certificate, who else had the right to issue the certificates but her? It's her training course. So none of it made any sense, and he threw it out. Poor McKeeva, in his lack of wisdom, decided to, send me this foolishness on Saturday when he's drunk like a skunk. So this was my response. I'm going to show y'all my response. I said, why are you contacting me again? Because this isn't the first time. And you need to stop. This can be the last time, though. You need to stop contacting me. I've said to you before, don't message me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to communicate with you. Now, some of y'all are like, oh, well, just block him. Why should I have to block him? If I say to you, don't message me, you should take it seriously and don't message me. I must go out of my way. And this is the problem with people like McKeeva Bush, right? He is so used to people going out of their way. Somebody offered an interpretation. Okay, thank you so much. Those of you who can understand some of the foolishness that he's writing here. But, he is used to people always tiptoeing around him and doing stuff to avoid him or putting things in place to protect themselves from him instead of him having any degree of accountability. I have never, ever met someone, well, I shouldn't say that because there are a lot of you out there who refuse to be accountable for their behavior. And that is this man. You would think that he is God's gift to this country and he's never done anything wrong. So I say, why are you contacting me again? We cover news stories and stop messaging me, McKeeva, and just get professional help. If there's something not factual on the story, feel free to email the news desk about it. The only person doing evil against you is yourself. That's why you need help. Lots of professionals out there that can assist you. Please don't go down in history as a man that would never fix himself. You're capable of change if you want it. I go on to say, as far as I know, the police are advancing my complaint against you also. You're a coward who says things in a group chat and then cannot even man up to it. I would never back down from the truths that I've told. Right? So one of the things that this man, like I told you, has done is he's gone into this group chat and had more than enough to say about me. Then when my lawyers start contacting him and I'm going to file a police report, you know what he does? This is the little tiny little noblets that he got. Oh, somebody stole his phone. That wasn't him messaging. Yeah, right. Coward. Cowardice. If you can say something about somebody, stand behind it, huh? I tell him how he's told lies. I said, not sure what you think you did for me. Paid for my second term tuition through a fund that was set up for that reason. I said, I'm a Caymanan and you claimed that it was there to help us. I said, Wayne did the exact same thing and I don't see him going around bragging about it. I go on to say, your soul is dark and you need to do better and repent. If you don't want to be in the news, then stop doing stupid-ish. And it's that simple. That was my initial response. But of course, he not finished. He gonna keep coming because of course that's what he does. So it took him a good 20 minutes to muster up a response practically. And then he comes back again. Oh, another diatribe. Oh my God, this man is absolutely ridiculous. So then he says, and thank you for the translation. So this person says, morning, I got one interpretation from McKeeva's ramblings until you get your comeuppance was one of the things apparently that was in there that we were supposed to understand. Thank you so much. This person must be used to listening to foolishness. So he had all of this to say. Don't ask me why I'm contacting, like literally contact and then ting, T-I-N-G, you again. Dude, it was what we call a rhetorical question. It wasn't meant to be answered. I'm like, why are you contacting me again? Like, stop contacting me. Like, it's not meant for you to respond to that. But anyway, he did. I've only did once or two times. You've done it more than that, but you need to stop. You're a lying, evil person. And only if my sweet and excellent wife is not improving, all that put together, will I relent against your dirty person. No matter how you're paying back you bill. What? What? I don't know what that's about. I have no clue. I can't even respond to that because I don't know what he's talking about. But trying to make it look like I'm always contacting you, I don't, and I know how guilty you are of lying. Well, I have the messages. Let's just be very, very clear. Okay? Or Kirks. I can show the people of this good country every single time that you have messaged me. It's right here on my phone, honey child. So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I can scroll back. You reached out in July, October. Let's see. Before that, November of the year before with scripture. Then again in October of 2022. Dude, you have, see, even October 22, this is not your job. I don't care what news you think you have to produce. This man is always contacting me, in fact. So this isn't the first time, and it's not once or twice. You know? It's like you don't even know when you're contacting people. Now, to be clear, I understand that I'm not the only person. Apparently, he does this kind of foolishness all the time. So he goes on, I have never contacted you or any chat about you. Didn't you put that there yourself? I certainly never did. What is this man talking about? And you and the lying police and whomever else to try to scheme up to help you. Wow. I have the screenshot that other people sent me from Sherry Ann's group where this man was talking about me. There's 300 and something people in the group and other people saw it. Now he's claiming that I put it there. How can I put something in a group that I'm not even in? So he went from saying, oh, he lost his phone, so therefore it must have been somebody else that did it, to all of a sudden, I did it? I'm just like, huh? What the heck? This man is crazy. But you know, he's used to doing this kind of stuff to people, and people just like, oh, just ignore him, or just, you know, Abby says, where's your hand? Come look at this. Your hand is right here. So he tells me that, he says, you need more than professional help. Your lies and accusations during the campaign is what the police is investigating. And now you're going to court with me. There needs to be no investigation on those and others. No investigation on what? I'm confused. I'm confused. So this point here about your lies and accusations during the campaign, well, apparently, remember how I told you guys the whole thing about that PA that he had as parliamentary secretary, how somehow he convinced government to give him a driver, a government car, and a PA. And there were lots of questions circulating about Milady. Remember the Milady lady? Her name is actually Milady. And all that kind of stuff. Well, he must have convinced Milady months after the election to go to the police and complain that I talked about her on my show. Well, honey child, you working for the people of the Cayman Islands, technically from McKeever Bush, under McKeever Bush, but that is our money. So you no longer are a private citizen. You are on a totally different level. And yes, your behavior then comes into question in terms of who is this woman? What is she being paid to do? And how did McKeever Bush even get her this gig? Of all the people he could have selected to be his driver and his PA, including people who've actually had experience with his sloppiness in the past, such as Graham Rankin and whatever, he chooses this Honduran lady named Milady. Lots of questions about why he'd be visiting her house at all hours of the night, etc., etc. So yes, I said what I said, and I stand by it. I said those things during the campaign. I stand by it. The police think that they have a case. Well, they'll have to do what they always do, bring their charges and lose your case. Because God knows the police and DPP's office is all about trying to squash freedom of speech. So he put her up to, or she did it, whatever, I don't really care, going to the police and making a complaint. Well, I'll wait for them to carry out their investigation, and then they can do whatever they feel like doing, because God knows you can't stop them when they feel like doing something. So that's what he's referring to about, that's who the police is investigating. Yes, apparently she did file a complaint. But Makiva, you're just salty and up in your feelings because you lost the election. Finally, a woman was unable to unseat you. And now you still haven't gotten over it. Get a life. Get over it. So he goes on to say, you're evil, evil. He keeps repeating it. And those that you thrive with must most likely will be too on investigating matters. Don't ask me to translate that sentence. And you tapping people's phones, apparently, I know how you done mine, but wanted you to hang yourself, will ever help or destroy your dirty arguments. I am tapping people's phones. Well, I wish I had the ability to tap people's phones. How do you tap someone's phone that you've never even touched? Like, I don't know that much about technology to speak on this. Maybe this is a Denny question, but how am I supposed to be able to do that? I have some software from Israel. Like, what the heck is this, man? So now he lost his phone and somebody else sent the message. Now I have tapped his phone. So that's how I know so much about his business, is what he's trying to say. So in a roundabout kind of way, I think he's actually admitting that everything I said about him and Milady is actually true, because he must be thinking, well, how else would she know it if she didn't tap my phone? You're so scandalous, man. So many people know your business because you drunk like a fool 80% of the time, and all you do is talk your own business. And if you think Milady holding water, she not holding it either, because she just using you for your money. Well, I guess you can't afford to pay her none anymore, but you know what I mean. The people's money, because we were the ones paying her $4,500 a month or $4,000 a month to do what? Only God knows. Playing with his little knob, I guess. Anyway, he goes on. Oh, Lord, it's so embarrassing reading this. I have stayed away from contacting your dirty, evil self because of my very good wife of 50 years of excellent family life. Well, you certainly haven't treated her like she is a very good wife. Don't get me started on the things you've done to that poor woman. Poor her. Poor Miss Carey. Even when she had her little stroke on death's door, you out here doing the most and barely visiting the woman? You think people don't know? Lord Jesus. I guess because I know all these things have tapped into his phone. You're spending more time with Milady than her. I'm just saying. Anyway, I didn't choose to answer a no good person like you. Because what are you going to say to the truth, son? What are you going to say, Makiva? Then he says, I'm going to court against you, as is my lawyer. His lawyer is Brady. K-Man don't need you, and you're a nobody, but very evil. And those that want you in their mind will have to live with you. What the hell? Oh, Jesus, please take the wheel. You're right what you said. I don't have money. Duh. I don't. I'm not WP. You know, they always got to throw poor Ween Patton into the mix when he not got nothing to do with it. I'm not WP or them that you destroy in one election and rent ill-gotten gains to in the next. What? You, but an evil, he loved the word evil, person whom your own sister beat up, he says. And then he has a good chuckle about that. Poor him. For the record, my own sister did not beat me up. She, I guess, wanted to, obviously. She tried, but let's just say that didn't happen. And now, rightfully so, she is facing common assault charges for trying to assault me. Because even raising your hands at someone is is assault. So he wrote all that foolishness. So according to him, he's going to sue me. His lawyer is going to sue me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll look out for the lawsuits anytime you're ready, Bobo. Just send them through. You know how to have me served. And then I tell him to stop drinking. I said, you're an alcoholic. Get help. You're drinking so much that you don't even know what crap you're writing. Lies during the campaign with your concubine. Oh, God. Then he says, I don't drink like you tried to make it look. Really? Do we need to replay the video of him being drunk and beating up that woman? But I'm not a thief. Well, that is very much up for debate. You were using government credit card and got off on a technicality. So you eventually paid it back, but I wouldn't go as far as saying that you're not a thief. You've been thieving a lot from the people of the Cayman Islands, as far as I'm concerned, over the years, been getting away with bloody murder. Then he says that who needs help and forgiveness. I took this time to put all this to you, and I've never got back to you because you're a nobody who, when you can't get ride, will seek to destroy. Go to hell where you belong. I will see you in court. Now put this all for your dirty show. So there we go. My lawyer is waiting for you too. So he invited me to put it on the show. So here we are. He's getting exactly what he wants. So he says, I don't drink like you tried to make it look. Actually, you drink worse than I could ever make it look. But I'm not a thief. Again, that's questionable. But I know you're certainly not calling me a thief. That much I know. And in fact, under the Nation Building Fund, you also have an outstanding invoice that I've written off. Those who needs help and forgiveness. Oh, McKeeva Bush, you are such a sloppy, sloppy man. Absolutely disgusting. But this is what he does. So at some point, I rendered him speechless. So we're almost done with his tirade. He must have passed out and couldn't type anymore. So, oh, Jesus. So then I said, thief. I said, I know you're not talking to me. See you in court anytime you're ready. I'm not afraid of you. Wasting money you don't have on foolishness. Beat me up. I guess you're blind too. And yet that's why she's in court for common assault and now hiding out in Jamaica, talking about she's sick and wants to make up. Get yourself straight, straight facts. And then he said, you got the slap up. Lord, all of y'all saw the video, I'm sure of that. Anyway, he says, you got the slap up. Deal with it the way you want. WZNT. She is my friend. Well, birds of a feather, honey child. That's not something I would brag about any day of the week, but there you go. McKeeva Bush bragging that my sister's his friend. Oh, God. That certainly explains a lot. He says, she is my friend, like you were too. Oh, now that's where you're wrong, Bobo. Let me make it very clear. You and I were never friends. Okay? You know how I define a friendship? My friends have been to my house. Have you ever been to my house, McKeeva Bush? No. You've never even stepped foot in my parking lot at my residence. Thank God for that. So we're not friends. Nope. I have been to your house once or twice. Because that's where you kept your political office. So unfortunately, I had to go there. And on one other occasion, to do an installation of something under my business. That's it. Me and you not friends, Bobo. We have never sat down and broken bread. I have never had a lunch with you. Like a luncheon with a room at the Kimpton or Ritz full of 300-400 people. But that was me sitting down breaking bread with Makiva Bush. Okay? So you and I were never friends. You see, this is where people get themselves all mixed up and confused. Okay? I remember when I had my daughter, and you have to get up in the middle of the night to do feedings. And I would see this man online. I would say to him, sir, what are you doing up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning? Drinking, of course. I even went as far as to give you advice. I said, Makiva, look, you have a problem with alcohol. That I'm sure of. And as someone who also believes that my own father was an alcoholic, I suggest that you get some help because this will destroy your life if it hasn't already. And I also said to him, all these people who hang it around you, wanting to, have you do them favors, whatever, those are not your friends. Those are not people who actually care about you. They are looking out for themselves. But he wouldn't take my advice. And that's why he keeps ending up in the foolishness that he would have. Damien says, can you please send him the Grammarly app? I mean, within WhatsApp, they have spell check. So I know WhatsApp was confused. WhatsApp probably thought it was a foreign language and stopped trying to help. Dude, get some help. Oh my God. So anyway, he seems to think that we were friends until you thought I could be blackmailed to, I don't know what this word is supposed to be, PSY? You? What does PSY stand for? And when was he blackmailed? I don't know what he's talking about. I can't address it because I don't even know what he's talking about. So he claims that I was trying to blackmail him. Okay. We will see. As I said, I'm not ever what you said in the campaign. He's really fixated on the campaign and following you about drunkenness. Okay. Sandra Catron, you're very much an evil, evil person. That's like his word of the day. But that only works for a while. Lord Jesus. So at this point now, I'm starting to get like, dude, I can't even. I really. Oh God. So I had to come up with my emojis, my WhatsApp emojis. So then I said to him, I said, yeah, this makes no sense. Both of you know good. Thumbs up. You sound so proud of I meant to say that, but I said then, blackmailed, go put your phone down. He comes back again. YRS. I don't know what that means. Oh, maybe yes. Yes. You could never do so to me. I know too well who you are. I saved you. So he's going on about saving me again. Oh my God. He's Jesus. What a savior. And I took your lies. My family did too. Now we are going to court. Me, my lawyer, and the other people you scandalized with me. He means his concubine friend, Milady. So I sent my little emoji con. This one is like, she's chewing. See her there? See the guy there with the curl in his hair, with the long nails, chewing his, what do you call it? Bubble gum like this. Child, please. That's all I could say. Like, I don't know what the dude's talking about. So then to kind of wrap things up, I also did the one where the guy goes to heaven. I don't know if you guys seen any of these. And the guy in heaven's like, come here, come here, come here. He comes and then he slaps him in the back of the head and kicks him right back out of heaven. So then I say to him, please go message some man that you want to be with. Get your kicks elsewhere. Because, y'all know the campaign brought out some truths about him. Y'all don't think Makiva loved men be singing up in church. You sit there. No lies were told. So I tell him, I said, please go message some man you want to be with. Get your kicks elsewhere. Oh, you really is no good. Because what you accuse me of, I've never been. Please. Oh, all the men that could come forward, honey child, please. You're not going to go there. Because I tell you what, take me to court for what? Defamation? And I'm going to bring the people, your so-called West Bears, your so-called friends, who you've been feeling up their little, you know what, privates and whatnot. I'm going to bring them to the stand. And then we're going to be talking about, we're going to be naming some names in this community of businessmen, athletes, all these people that you've been trying to play with. And the ones that you have been playing with and giving them $500 a pop to do you know what. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he says, you really is no good because what you accuse me of, I've never been. Well, we know that's a lie, but could have been with you. No good Ross like you. What? I'm like, what? But could have been with you? What are you trying to say, that he could have been me? He must be crazy. Ew, and ew. I don't want to think about what that means, because I hope it's not meaning what I think he's meaning. So I reply and say, the truth will set you free. You bet, he says, it always, and whomever you think can really help you out, a no good Ross like you, for the good of our country, you has to be shut down. And so my final emoji then to him was, you can't be serious. Hold on, let me save this meme because this one is hilarious. Oh my God. So this is the final meme that I sent him. And then I sent him an email saying, listen, Makiva, don't message me again. This is the last time now. I'm going to warn you. Stop messaging me. This was my final thing to him. You can't be serious. Lord Jesus, let me see your comments. Please make it happen. What happened, Abby? Oh my God. Marshall says, Sandy, how you so evil? I know, times 4, says times 4, you know. Woo, this is where it was at Saturday. I was like, well, if I was having a boring weekend. Faded Mary Jean says, you sure this was Makiva writing this? I'm kind of skeptical. It doesn't sound like someone whose first language is English. It's the writings of a drunk man. And like I said, I'm not the only person apparently who's gotten these messages from him, because other people have messaged me, told me about his tirades in the past. What a mess. No one, this person says, no, he got the liquid courage since the DPP decision. So he feels like he can go around unbridled bullying people as per his normal practice, thinking he still has elected power. Brace for some drunken messages, anyone who has challenged him in the past. He's disgusting. Good morning, Auntie. How is it going? What did I miss? You should have seen that expletive waste of oxygen walking from court on Friday afternoon. A total lack of consciousness regarding the incidents he has inflicted upon his victims. He don't care. He does not care. Trust me when I tell you. Let me see here. Heck, you sound drunk reading it. Dinking and texting. Sad. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. No, sir. Blessed good morning. Happy Monday, Sam, dearest. Tiny nublets laughing. If you know, you know. But you know what blows my mind about this uneducated imbecile? That he was once a premier and also in charge of Cayman's finance at one point, What the diddly expletive? Yeah. But listen, he surrounded himself with people for a long time who had his back. And so, to say the least, maybe the vast majority of the country had no clue that this man can't even string a sentence together. Because if he needed something done, he would just tell his chief officer, you write it, you do it, blah, blah, blah. What a mess. This person says, that sounds like someone talking in Spanish or in tongues. My peens have gone away this morning, laughing out loud. He's obsessed with you. That demon is so afraid of you. It's pitiful. Don't read too fast. I need this story hour to last. Laughing out loud. Let him. He's talking in tongues. I don't know what he's talking in, honey child. Somebody sent me some of the little emojis. One is the little monkey scratching his head like, boy, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, this one I can save. I haven't figured out how to save the ones that actually are like they move, the animated ones, but the still ones I can save. Good morning. Makiva won't change. It's like when you get baptized, he went down a dry sinner and came up a wet one. Like when he got baptized, he came down a dry, what? He went down a dry sinner and came up a wet one. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, Lord. He had some of y'all fooled, though. Y'all were like, oh, my God. Oh, ew. What? Oh, this is concerning. Oh, wow. All right. So I don't know. That was my face, my perfect face. Like, you cannot be serious. Did I just learn something new, Auntie, about raising your hand at someone with intent? Well, then, common assault is more common than we know. Oh, yes. Island Pearl. The definition of common assault, it just means that the person was in fear of imminent danger. So even yelling at them could be common assault. Your words can equate to common assault. Yes, honey child, you got to read the definition of what common assault is. So common assault is, let me get you a working definition. It's probably in our penal code, but under the English legal system, and it's an offense defined by using where a person intentionally or recklessly causes another to apprehend immediate unlawful violence, such as fear of imminent physical harm, even without physical contact. So there doesn't have to be any physical contact. Now, what she was doing is she raised her hands at me, and I was in a position to try to defend myself. So I also raised my hands in defense. And so I think her fingertips touched my fingertips, and that was the extent of it before the police officer put her in handcuffs. So yes, it does not require any physical contact in force, in fact. So the elements of it is fear of immediate violence. So it's not necessary for physical contact to occur. And intent or recklessness. So again, you don't even have to intend it. You could have just been reckless about causing it. Acts or words. Assault can be caused by words, gestures, silence, or even actions. So you go around, you know how they like to go around pointing gun finger at people and stuff? That is common assault. If the fear is there. Oh yeah, Bobo. Legal lesson 101 here today. Somebody sent me this one. Me Devin know what to say. Good morning, Gene. Says Faded Mary Jean, but his first language is not English. Isn't it colloquial patois? What? We do not have colloquial patois here as a language in this country. Oh my God. People tend to write like this when holding more charge than CUC. Oh my God, Abby. That is so funny. What do you say? More charge and CUC? Yes, sir. This is my emoji of the moment that I like. Damien says that was savage. Trust me, it was savage having to read it. Anthony says, from listening to you read those text messages, that doesn't seem like drunken text. That seems like drunken Mary Jean text. That was a double mess. Lord, Anthony, I don't even know. And Damien says he's blaming you for his loss last election. Apparently, he claims that I was lying against him during the election. Thank God he did not get reelected. Oh my God. Y'all know that night I took a shot, right? And I don't drink. But I promised Elizabeth that if he lost the election, I would take a shot. And she come with one shot like this size. I had to pour most of that out because she was trying to kill me with the liquor. But I got to keep my word. Your word is your bond. So I had a little sip. Damien says 3,000 status grants, stack the deck. This man has done so much. I can't even begin to tell y'all. Whatever good he may have done for the country was lost about 20 years ago. He was in office for 40 years, right? He's harmed so many women, men, civil servants in their career just because they wouldn't sleep with him. He didn't like them for whatever reason, or he didn't think that they were loyal. I mean, this man is ridiculous. No, sir. What a hot mess. Someone said, he apparently he's gotten into farming or something. I'm confused about this, but the government, he had given up some of his cows, apparently. And agriculture took some were in such poor condition that they had to put the cows to sleep. Now, this is really, really sad. He shouldn't have cows. Like, honestly, he can't even take care of himself without being in a drunken stupor. So they sold what they could, put down the rest. Of course, they were trying to recoup the money of them having to confiscate his cows. And let me just say that didn't work out too well. They took a loss. And then this person now says, good morning, Sandy. Can you ask someone to send you the video of his cows? Someone was telling me that the video shows his cows looking starved and some are dead on the ground. But I thought I was assuming they took all the cows, but maybe they only took the worst ones at that time. You mean he still has cows? I'll try to find out from DEH because not DEH, DOA. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you doing?
Right here, my love. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. What's going on?
I was calling from last week.
Yes, honey child. You got a problem you need my help with. Let me see how I can help you.
Okay, fine. Well, I live in a strata complex, and the bottom line is they say I owe $7,000 in fee, and they're going to put me over to a collector agency, wishing that's not true. I do not owe them. Every month I pay my fees and my insurance. As it dues, and now they are claiming that I owe. I say to them, give me a rundown of the payments that I owe.
Okay.
And I will go through my receipts, and then whatever is to be amended, it could be amended. Wishing I know I have my receipts. Until now, they have not given me a payment. Payments like, say, for instance, you owe for January 2024, you owe for March 2025, or what have you. They're only saying you owe and I should pay. And if I don't pay, they will take me to the collector agency, right? Now, back in 2014, they had the same problem with a window and they did not want to fix it. Until I get a lawyer to write them, they fix it. And because it's a fire-rated window, and to the end they want to put an ordinary window. I said, no, I did not get a house with a ordinary window. I get with a fire-rated window because of the nearness of the houses. So they had want to put the ordinary window, and I stand up and say no. Finally, when I get the lawyer to write them, they went and installed the fire-rated window. Now this problem with them and the money that I don't pay. I said, this is going too far now because they've been stretching out these things, email back and forth. Then I say, I'm going to get a lawyer to write them. So probably they would break down what I owe to the lawyer. They did not. They only say from April to August this year, they haven't seen any payment to me, which I have my receipt right in front of me here. And they have a bad
who is let me ask you a question.
This is Smith Roadville Strata.
Oh, okay. Who
Yes.
is, do they have a strata management company or?
Yeah, they have one now. They went from 1, 2, 3, about 4. This is about the 5th one they have in now. NCB, the strata management company. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you have your receipts, and if you can provide your receipts, I don't even know how this is really an argument.
Yes, I have my receipt. And what they told me to do, I must take my receipt to their office. So I say, no, you present your receipt because you pay to the bank, you pay online. So you should get your receipt from your financial institution that collecting the money. When I take my receipt to the next thing I go back, they say, oh, I don't know where your receipt is. You know?
Who reached out to you from NCB on their behalf? Who's the person?
Well, it's in my phone right now. I'm texting a lady called Ebanks. It's in my phone. I'd have to search my phone to tell you. But she are the one who in charge. And then I have another problem again, Sandra. When rains fall, the building in the living and the dining and part of the bedroom leaks, and it arbor molds on the windows and the blinds. After they clean them off with bleach all the time. I report that to them. This has been going on from 2020. They sent somebody, it was like the DCQS at that time. They sent somebody and fixed it in 21. I think they put like silicone in the crack or whatever. By 2022, the problem starts again. Every time the rains fall, the moisture and stuff, there's mold in the windows. I have to be cleaning them with bleach, which is going up in my nose, my mouth, all part of me. All right. And until today, they have not sent anybody. They turn a blind eye to the emails and they have not sent anybody to fix the window. I'm a senior and the mold that's coming in, it's not really good for me or for nobody as a matter of fact. Right. And they turn a blind eye, and from 2021, they did not send anybody to fix it. And I'm limited. I'm proud of them, so I don't even bother write them about the mold again. I just clean it off. I can have these photographs of the windows that I took. I sent to them. Nothing has been done. But they're running me down, say I owe $7,000, which is not true. Yeah, they're financial mismanagement in them. Right? They say they have a lot of money in the account in First Caribbean Bank that they don't know who they belong to, thousands of dollars. So apparently people paid and the money was not posted to their accounts. So if they don't have their receipt, then they can't prove it. So I don't know what they're doing with the money in the account. They are not saying what they're going to do with it, if they're going to put it over to people who they did not send a receipt for. They just have the money there, sit down. So they don't know who paid because their financial management is really a mess.
All right. Yes. I mean, but you said you engaged a lawyer already, right?
No. The lawyer, they did not tell him. I just get him to write them to tell us what I owe, and they did not tell him anything what I owe. So that was just like, I don't know. Then she's come back and said, oh, from April this year to August, she haven't seen any payments from me, and I have my receipts them right here. So I don't know if they have a strata board here, which I don't know of, but I think the government needs to look into this to bring in some strata board or something for these people who live in strata properties.
Well, I
mean, they take this advantage.
Here's the thing, right? I mean, the law is there already. There is strata legislation. This really just comes down probably to a matter of enforcement. Now, I know a lot of people have headaches with strata, and it's one of the reasons why I have always said that I would never buy an apartment or anything else that was subjected to strata, because it's always some mix up and some confusion. And, one person can literally be on the strata that causes every single person to have a headache. So What I would recommend, I mean, obviously, you said it's NCB. That's the construction company.
I don't know. They said that's the management company they are using now.
Okay, I didn't even know that they did strata management stuff. But what I would recommend to you is get copies. I mean, you can even send it by email of all of your receipts, scan and send it to them, and say that you would like your strata records, your account records updated for your unit. You've got to keep on top of these stratas. So you never allow every single month, you should be getting a receipt for your payments. And if they miss a month of giving you a receipt, that month, don't wait 7 months later when they claim that you owe them money. That month, you should be saying to them, where's my receipt for the payment that I just made? So you need to chase them, it sounds like, because it does not really sound like they have had effective management.
You chase them up and you're not getting anywhere with them. Even a statement they sent me 30th of June 24, that was Plum. They was using Plum. And most of the thing that they sell, my payments are missing from most of the dates they send here. My payments are missing.
How many units are in Smith Road Villas?
100 and something. 100 and...
Yeah, they sound like they're not properly managing their accounts.
Exactly.
Or maybe they're lodging your payment. And you're sure that when you make your payment, you're actually putting your account number on it, because maybe it's going and they don't know who to allocate it to.
Yes, the name and your lot number.
Oh, what a mess.
What a mess, Sandra.
For real. So what would you like for me to do?
Well, I don't know what they say, because they put me over. They said they put me to a collector agency now. So I don't know what's the next move with them.
Okay.
Are they going to try to come take my house?
I mean, just the other day we were looking at a lady in the States who had her home taken for late strata payments. So in theory, there is a possibility for them to put a lien on property for outstanding strata. But if you don't owe it, then you don't owe it.
Exactly. So why can't they prove what I owe for? Why can't they prove it? They have no records to show what I owe for. So how do I owe? That's my point. That's the point I'm making. And they don't want to honor in fixing the property.
Right.
I've been living it with rain. Every time the rain falls, the blinds full of mold, Sandra. The moisture coming because it leaks. I got to put towels down on the floor to catch the water, and they do nothing.
Oh yeah, they should fix that. They should fix that for sure. Well, you want me to give them a call? I mean, do you think that's going to help? Okay. Yes. And this is, again, I didn't know that NCB offered this service. So let me try to look up their number.
But they just came into effect. They are not there very long. I think it's late last year.
So who are you? Well, I mean, that's long enough to get your records up to date. But so you've been communicating with NCB lately in relation to your fees?
Just emails, because they send and say if I don't pay by the 1st of September, you're going to put me over to the collector agency, which they did last Monday.
Which collection agency is this?
I don't know, my dear. I don't know.
But they haven't contacted you, the collection agency?
Not as yet.
Oh, I see. All right, hold on a second. Let's see if we can add a little call here and see if we can get a hold of. And this is NCB Keyman Limited, just to be clear.
I think I said in the rule, if I'm not mistaken.
Double check, because I don't want to be calling the wrong people. Because the NCB group, I wasn't aware, like I said, that they did debt collection services. But then again,
that's what one of the members
just double check and see who has been communicating with you. I'm just looking at I thought they just did building stuff like construction. Is it Shahida Ebanks? That's the only Ebanks they have there, but she does HR, so I doubt it would be her.
What's her name?
Shahida? I'm looking at their list of staff. That's the only Ebanks I see so far.
Gosh, I want to have to go in my phone.
That's the only e-banks I see. I'm still looking. They got quite an extensive staff list.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, that's only. Oh, there's a Casey eBanks property manager.
Yes,
Ah,
yes. Yeah, that's the one.
so they do have a property management arm.
Yes, yes.
They've got
Casey.
2 property managers, looks like. Okay. I had no clue that they did property management. Okay. All right. So you'd like to give them a call right now?
If you want, or
Yes. No time like the present, I guess, to get this resolved. Okay, give me a second here. Hold on. I gotta just join the call. Hold on. All right, let me see here now. 946. Mm-hmm.
The number you dialed is temporarily out of service. If you feel that you have reached this recording in...
Oh, sorry. That was the fax number. Hold on. 946. Do people still use fax machines? I'm surprised if they do. Well, I guess that one's out of order, so. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What time? I don't see any office hours on here. Don't most offices open at 9 o'clock? Oh. Hello? Well, I called and it just rang off. So I don't know what time their office opens.
I don't know.
All right, let's give them, maybe they open like at 9:30 or something. So
Probably.
let's give them a little bit of time and then I'll call you back and put you in the call and we'll see what we can figure out.
Okay, thank you.
All right, not a problem, my dear. We'll try again at 9:30. Yes, because I don't actually know what time their office opens. Good morning. Hello. Hi. Yes, this is Sandra. How can I help you? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. What location are you referring to? Mm-hmm. Oh. Huh. Okay. How high is high? You think there's a leak or something going on? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the usage tripled from July to August? Oh. So all right, I'll send this to the plumber right now. Thank you so much. All righty, bye-bye. Well, I don't know who bathing that much over there, but let me send this to our plumber immediately and see if we can get somebody out there. This is property management for you, honey chill. Got him out there this morning. Look at that. Can you go out this morning and have a look, please? Huh, interesting. Yeah, what a mess that is. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we'll try them again in a little bit. But yeah, stratas can be a real pain, but you gotta make sure that you're keeping track of everything. Island Pearl says they're listening. That's why they're not answering. Cayman Bright, the best island, says, they do not do the upkeep and expect you to keep paying for nothing. Well, that is also a question. I mean, she said that this mold issue the leak has been happening for a number of years. There's a requirement that they fix that. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, to be honest. No bueno. All right, let me just go back to some other comments that came in. One momento, por favor. This person says about Makiva, he still can't get over the TKO. That's a knockout Miss Julie gave him. He didn't see it coming. #stunner. That God for the people of West Bay. Thank God, I think, for the people of West Bay West. But the people spoke loud and clear. His time of power over the people would not be tolerated anymore. Yeah, seems like he's hanging on to some stuff. What a mess. This person says they should have exchanged the cows for a donkey, then he would have a brother. Y'all are, this is the thing I'm going to put up in response to that. Y'all are so full of jokes. Oh my goodness. Stratas need heavier legislation about the management. Well, I mean, the strata law, I think, is pretty clear. And then you have individual strata bylaws within, like, for your specific strata. And I'm sure in there is a requirement for them to provide proper accounts. So the thing about it is you have got to stay on top of these things. I mean, you can't let even a month go by if you're paying your strata and you don't get a receipt. Let's try them again. Let's see if we can try them again. Maybe they were away from the desk or something. I don't know. Okay, hold on. What a mess. She needs to send.
NCB Group, good morning. How may I help?
Hi, good morning. Can I speak to Casey Ebanks in your property management section?
May I ask who's calling?
It's Sandra Hill.
Sandra Hill, calling from?
Cayman Mall Road.
Yes,
thank you so much. We're going to merge these two together. Hold on, honey, chill.
Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes. Oh, Sandra.
Yes, hold on. Hello?
I'm hearing you.
No, not you. I was being put through to Casey. Okay. Let me try it again. Maybe while I was pulling you in, it got disconnected. Hold on.
NCB Group, good day. How may I help?
Hi, good morning. I was trying to get a hold of Casey Ebanks.
Oh, I just transferred your call. Let me try again.
Okay, thanks so much. All right. She's trying to transfer the call. I don't actually hear anything. Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
No, not you.
Okay.
Miss Lucille, happy birthday today. Well, her birthday is actually on Saturday. 80 years young on Saturday. Happy birthday to beautiful Miss Lucille. Wishing you all the best. Yes. Oh. Hold on, honey child. The phone is going nowhere in a hurry. All right, let's try somebody else. Doesn't look like she's answering the phone. Your hand says take block.
It's not going through?
No, ma'am.
145 5. Hello.
Yes, hi. Hi, Casey?
Oh. Yes.
Hi.
Oh, you're on the line.
Oh, yeah, we weren't hearing
Yeah.
you. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna end the call.
Yes.
No worries.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Shanice. You're welcome.
Hi, Miss Casey. This is Sandra Hill. Morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I have a lady on the line who has been calling, complaining about her strata at Smith Road Villas, that she's been making the payments, but as the strata managers, you guys have been saying that she hasn't been making her payments, but she has been, and she's got all her receipts, and that you're threatening to send her to debt collector. And then she's also got a leaking roof that's causing mold for years that she can't get fixed. So Miss, what's your name, Miss?
It's Casey.
No, not you, Casey. My apologies. Yeah. Miss Lady from Smith Road Villas. Give Casey your name. Yes, give Casey your name, or at least your unit number or something, so she knows how to look you up.
H17. H17.
H17.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's her unit number. And can you just explain to Casey? I mean, you said you've been emailing back and forth, but you say that you're completely caught up with your strata fees.
I think they're used to this started managing the properties, but this has been going on for a while. So I don't know if they are informed NCB of all the things that's going on before they take over. Because the leaking of the wall is leaking in the sides when the rain falls, in the living and the dining and the bedroom area. And BCQS was the one that was dealing with it. So it was in their time, 2020. 2021, they sent someone, and I think they put some filling in there. By 2022, it's all gone back to square one. It's still leaking, the mold's coming in the windows. And I've been emailing them from then until now. Nobody will turn a blind eye to come and fix the crack in the walls. That's when the rain falls, it don't come in, and the moisture gather the mold on the window of the rain that comes inside through the walls.
All right, now, so Casey, just 1 second. So Casey, we have two issues here. We have a historical leak, she says, in her unit that has been going on at least since 2020. That's actually causing her unit to have mold, and she'd like to get that properly looked at and fixed. How do you go about handling requests for, sending someone out to at least investigate it and then hopefully have it fixed?
All right. So usually we don't deal with these matters over the air, Sandra. So I'm just going to kindly request that this owner email me and we can address it over the email.
So she says that she's been emailing and not getting any response. So have you emailed NCB before about this?
No, not since NCB came on board, but the other strata member, Plum, BCQS, piece of
the other managers. Okay.
Yes, they know of it. So I don't know if the strata ESCO put this over to the NCB, because they only put what they want to put to NCB to get done, but they don't put the things that they are to be done in the properties to NCB.
Okay.
I think they
so NCB says that they don't want to discuss it on air, but obviously the owner of the property does. So, I mean, you guys don't have to respond. But the other issue that she has is one of payment, where basically she's being told that she is in arrears by a number of months, and she's got receipts for all of her payments, and she's been threatened with debt collection.
Well, like I said, Sandra, I'm happy to have these matters addressed. All owners get their statements on a monthly basis. So she could either respond to the accounting department to say, I have receipts or X, Y, and Z. And to my understanding, no owners have done that. So if she would like to email me directly or respond to an email that the accounting department has sent, we would be happy to have this addressed for her.
Okay.
Sandra?
Yes, ma'am.
I've been there over and over. I say, let me know for the period of time that I owe. Send me the period of time. So, for instance, you owe for January 2024, February 2024, or what. They cannot prove that. They don't have anything to say that I owe.
So, when was the last time you sent them email about the money? About the what they say?
Just recently, since last week, we've gone back and forth with email with this lady, Miss Evans. And our bottom line is the last thing she told me, and the thing that we are going to send it to collector agency. And that was done on the 1st of September.
So she's saying that she hasn't gotten any queries lately to say that, there's anything going on with accounts, but you're saying up to September the 1st, they were threatening you with debt collection.
They put me over to collector and agency. I have the email that they say they put me over to the collector agency already. So I decided that they have to tell me what I owe for before I pay. That was the last email I sent her. I say, you did not respond to the law. She only responded and said, from April this year to August, she hasn't seen any payments, which I have my receipt right here in front of me right now. The scheme is so run down. They are doing nothing. Because these monies. I think we need a strata board I don't know if strata board can inform me where I can find one, Sandra.
A strata what, sorry?
Like a strata board. The government needs to implement a strata board. People.
The strata is supposed to be managed by professionals, and you have your specific strata laws that govern what should and shouldn't happen. So, all right, let's assume now that Casey is going to get on your matter today. Casey, could you reach out to her by email? Because she said she has been in contact with you by email. So I wonder if you could reach out to her and try to get this squared away, please.
Well, she's going to have to email me because I don't like this. It's a slightly complicated. So if she could email me back out and say, I was calling. This is me from on the air, and be happy to address it.
You know my number.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Owner, go back to your emails, reply back to that same email from September the 1st, and just say, this is me that you were speaking to earlier on the radio. And now I would like to have this resolved once and for all. And I need to get updated statements. Are you getting your monthly statements to say that you're up to date or not?
Yes, but Sandra, the monthly statement is not correct. That's why I'm trying to get to that point. It's not correct. That is my point. They say I owe and they can't tell me what I owe for. They have a whole pile of money in the bank that they don't know who it comes from. So I don't expect that the bank put part of my money in that sinking fund, because it must be a sinking fund because they have it there. They have the money there, sitting on the money. They are not transferring the money to anybody that they can't find their records that they paid. So what are they doing with those thousands of dollars in the fund?
All right. So this is how you resolve this. You go and you send her an email, right? Because you now want to get this finally resolved. You also bring up the issue of the leak in your unit. Yes. And if she requires any proof of payment, you say you've got all of your receipts, then you have to be able to give that to her.
But Sandra, can she give me the period of time I owe for? That is my contempt with them, because.
But you say you don't. But hold on. You say you don't actually owe for anything. So if your payments are up to date, all you have to do is provide her with the receipts, and then she needs to just reconcile that and give you an updated record of accounts.
Yeah, but Sandra, their record of account is not right. That's what I'm trying to get.
I completely understand what you're saying. But what I'm now saying to you is reach out to her by email and give her the receipts to show that you've made those payments, and then she needs to update and rectify her accounts accordingly.
Because at one point, when Plum was their management company, the lady I used to deal with her, and she sent and told me that, I haven't seen any payments for you. Like she said, from April to July. I haven't seen any payment. I said, you joking? She said, no. She said, do you have those receipts? I said, yes. She said, send them over to me. And you send them to her right away and hear nothing more about it. Nothing more about that, Sandra.
Well, let's assume that that there is something going on with the transfer over from one company to the next, since they've had so many. And give NCB the benefit of the doubt. Although they're threatening to send you to debt collection, go ahead and just send them the receipts that you have. And then she's saying that she will get it sorted out.
There was one point in time that I asked somebody like to do it online because they're not taking physical cash on the counter again in the bank. You got to go online. I asked a young lady to do it, and the young lady made a bit of mistake with one of the figures. However, she went to her bank, and the bank collected the mistake, sent it to the relevant bank what the strata payments is being made. When I called, they said they haven't seen the payment, and the payment is there because the other bank sent over to the other bank, and the other bank sent the payments to the account. And they said they don't see it. I emailed one of the strata members and I said, oh, that's the way my money goes. Because see, this is it. The bank said they send the payment over and you are saying you don't receive it. So they're accounting their financial mismanagement in their company or their business or whatever. They are not accounting properly. Something is wrong.
Yes. And I take your point. And so we're going to try our best to get them at least to get your accounts sorted out and up to date. So in order to do that, you need to be in a position to send them your receipts today. So you're gonna come off the phone now, go to the email Casey back and said, this is me on this email chain right now. And 2 issues. Number 1, the roofie leak. I need someone to come out and take a look at that. Wall, whatever it is that's leaking. And then number 2, I need my strata sorted out here attached or my receipts of payment. And then you're good to go. Hopefully. If that doesn't get resolved, then you can reach back out to me.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Casey, you should be hearing from her shortly.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. You too. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All righty. Hopefully that solves that. I hope. Dun, 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 dun. All righty. There are Kirks. That little doll face works for so many different scenarios. Even now. I know Faded Mary Jean's like, Jesus. Just show her the receipts, honey. Chill. Al 2025 says, send the receipts or lose your house, woman. Kiss my teeth. Next. She's being difficult. Just send them proof of payment. I mean, I get it. Like, some people really get up in their feelings, and then they're like, you know, it becomes a tug of war back and forth that ultimately nobody's going to win, and you're just wasting a lot of time. So I agree. Just send her the proof of payment and just squash it already. But stratas can be very, very challenging to deal with. Like I said, if I never have to deal with one, especially for a private home again, I will be all too happy to not have that headache. All right, folks. Cayman Brat says strata bylaws are fixed that they can take your property and sell it for non-payment. I mean, I would hope that no court would allow, I mean, I don't know how much the strata payments are there, but hopefully no court would allow that to happen for such a small amount. But you never know. In the States, it just happened to that woman. So there you go, honey child. Cayman Brat says, God, take the wheel. Jesus cannot handle this. What do you say? Not even Jesus can take the wheel. Marshall says, you can only hope. Well, yeah, get it together, folks. Gabby says, well, Sandy, clear this manager our caretaker of the building don't care. She won't do shit when she get of what? When she get of after this, they probably give her 30 days notice after. Yeah, this is the part now that had me confused because I thought that she would have told NCB about the leaky roof. She's saying that, she's told the previous managers, but don't assume that anything was communicated to them. I mean, I don't know how these property managers are working, how they operate, but handing over from one company to the next, maybe there's lots of things that don't get properly handed over. So don't make any assumptions about who knows what and where and whatever. Just communicate directly with them. That would be my best suggestion there. All right, hopefully it gets resolved. We're happy to do a little follow-up with her. That was we haven't done an Ask Sandy segment in a while, so take that off of your list. You saw how I put up my little mailroom question thing that we have, mailbag question. All right, I gotta go. I got some appointments today, doctor, physio, the knees feeling, every day I feel like there are days when I feel a distinct difference from the day before. So today I'm feeling a very good difference. Like almost all the pain I feel like is almost gone. There's a little soreness still in the kneecap area, but I'm rubbing it right now. It's just a little bit. It's really not that bad. So, yeah, so we'll get there. We will get there. Oh, sorry. So yeah, we got another physio appointment today, and I'm excited about being pain-free completely soon. All right, so that's it. Tomorrow morning, tune in at 7:30 a.m. We'll continue our discussion. Hopefully, and I do mean hopefully, I will not be having any more drunken messages from anybody. Don't try me. You've been warned now. Don't make it happen again. Hearing that lady, Casey, loved to argue. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, yes, I forgot to read this comment. Hold on. This one comment didn't come in. This person had the following to say. Good morning. What those women should have done was kick him in his seeds, and then everyone would have known. I know they can kick over his head, so they can sure reach his privates with their feet. He's too sick. Come see what very little diddly. Damn shithead. Girl, he doesn't come out the house much, I'm hearing, from he lose the election, at least in the day. At night, he'd be going up the street to the bar down by, he used to go to Kelly's. Apparently, he's not going to Kelly's anymore because he claimed that they were talking his business. This is why he think I got his phone thing, I guess, because everybody know his business because he's so friggin' sloppy, he don't even know. But he doesn't go to Kelly's anymore. He's now going to Liberty's to sit down and drink at the bar. That damn fool was drunk as a skunk, or should I say like an animal with rabies. Always drunk and can't write a message sober, so he can't write one drunk. I was going to say him and her good buddies, but same cronies. Lord Jesus, I can't even. What a mess. Alrighty. Yes, I hear another complaint might be coming soon. This person says, where do you even find the energy to even engage with Makiba Bush? It is a whatless pursuit. Nothing to be gained except high blood pressure. Not pain, not enough ganja, and the entire planet to soothe the Maxter message encounters. Not enough ganja. Lord Jesus, what a mess. All righty. Okay, that's it. So I got to go call somebody about their water bill now, honey child, because sounds like they need to check on that. Don't want them to say they can't afford the bill when it comes because it done gone and tripled. Yikes. Leave due to being unwell. My apologies for the delay in response. Okay, Kirks. If you prefer to have the discussion today, I can read for another member of the team to connect with you. I'm happy to chat with another member of your team as the trial is soon expiring and I need to make a decision. Kind regards, Sandra. Oh yes, I should say good morning. Make sure I got Kima manners, Nina. Good morning. Sorry to hear that you are unwell. And then I'm happy to chat with another member of your team today. Okay, send that email. All right, good folks. That's all she wrote. Have a blessed day. And looks like I'm getting some lunch delivered again today, honey child. Yeah, so I'm hoping that by the next couple of days, oh my goodness, excuse me, stretching, I can start exercising again. I'll ease into it. Alice says, good morning, I'm watching. We also need a car rental board. Well, listen, we can't have a board for every single thing because, you know, it costs money to have government boards because they have to appoint people on there and they have to pay people to be on boards. So we cannot have a board for every single thing. How about we just enforce the laws that we already have? I mean, strata laws are there for a reason. The civil laws are there for a reason. And there's enforceable elements of it through the courts. So, you know, or I guess you just call CMR. There's that alternative. We'll solve your problems for you, apparently, on a regular. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, we cannot have a board for everything. And I always say that the last thing that you want is excessive government interference in all of your life, because at some point, it's just too much, you know, and you have to pay for it. Anthony says stratas is just like another mortgage. Try to avoid them. Keyman needs to do something about these development covenants. You buy a little piece of land and these people bring cow pen, goat pen, what? Cow pen, goat pen, crab pen in the development and making it look like a slum. What a mess. And it's up to the developers who normally do put covenants in place. You know, they should do something about that. What a mess. All right. Yes. Oh, somebody says another one of your CMR loyal family has a birthday today. Mr. Robert Hunter, 70 years old. So I understand that he is a super fan. He does not miss a show. And in fact, sometimes he goes back and listens twice for the day. So big shout out to Mr. Robert Hunter. Please send a picture so I can wish Mr. Robert a very, very happy 70th birthday. Blessings beyond. And again, go on social and give Miss Lucille a really nice shout out as well. Happy birthday. Wow. You guys are getting up there in age and looking like fine wine. Looking good. Looking good. All right, folks, that's all she wrote. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Please be safe on the roadways as always. And yeah, I guess I'll hear more from you guys tomorrow, except for one person. Please don't message me. Thanks, and bye-bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.